YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about top free agent players that the Washington Commanders should sign this offseason. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when new content is posted to the channel like this one. Thank you so much. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button if you're new so you can get posted video updates about the Commanders, shorts, NFL content. This is the channel for you. So please hit that subscribe button again. Thank you so much again. And let's get straight into today's video. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and go over the free agent players that I think the Washington Commanders should sign, because as we know, there are still a ton of holes on this team headed into the next season. From offensive line to still needing linebacker help. We got a ton of free agents of our own that we should resign. So let's first start at home. So first guy, Daron Payne. That's the biggest name that Washington has that are possible up for re-signing and are current free agents. Daron Payne, to me, deserves to be back here. I definitely want him back here. He's going to probably make 1, 2, or 3 possibly more million than what Jonathan Allen got paid. If we can find a way to get him on a reasonable deal, definitely want him back. And I definitely a deal that is not going to lowball him, but definitely a deal to where we could work it out for the organization part. So we don't want Daron Payne to feel like he's getting lowball, but we also want to make it, an offer to where Washington, the organization, could still, sign other players and possibly work around his contract and make it sweet for him. But if not, then he'll probably end up walking, which I think is going to happen. I think Daron Payne wants to go elsewhere. That's what I truly think. He doesn't seem interested. Now, again, I could be wrong. But I definitely don't get the vibe that he wants to be back here in Washington. We probably are going to end up franchise tagging him, and he may end up playing on a franchise tag. If he's smart, that's what he should do, and then go leave next year and go resign, and then go sign a long-term deal somewhere else if he's smart. But I could definitely see Washington re-signing him. I could also see us franchise tagging him, and then getting the deal done either late July or just playing on a franchise tag this year. But worst case scenario, not worst case scenario, best case scenario is we get him back in free agency or before free agency, and he gets a long-term deal. Next person that I think Washington should resign to a team-friendly deal is going to be Cole Holcomb. Now, I know there's mixed feelings about Cole Holcomb. A lot of you guys feel like we can upgrade there. A lot of you guys don't want him back. I want Cole Holcomb back because I feel like he was a leader on this defense. He was really good before he got injured, obviously. No, is Cole Holcomb a top linebacker in the league? No. By no stretch of the imagination is he a top guy. Is he a guy that deserves Darius Leonard money? No, not saying that at all. But he is a guy that is homegrown, that is used to this playbook, and that is a leader for this team. And that can do both cover and he can go ahead and tackle. So I definitely want him back here. He got off to a slow start at the mic last year, but before he got hurt, he was finally starting to pick up his steam. Him and Jamin Davis they have chemistry now. Jamin Davis will be going into year 3. Cole will be going into year 5. So it definitely is going to be strange if we don't re-sign him. It's not like we'll die without him, but I want him back, and I definitely think it'll be foolish of us to not bring him back, Cole Holcomb. So that's another guy that I want us to re-sign. Now let's go ahead and look at some other free agents and other teams that I think Washington should take a look at because again, like I said, there are a lot of players that I think Washington should go ahead and try to sign because we really need to upgrade this roster a lot. So if you can look on your screen now here, you can see a lot of free agents up here, all the free agents on defense. I want to start with defense because the offense is really just a line, and we'll take a look at some of the line guys. But defense-wise, Deion Jones. I would definitely not mind Deion Jones as a pickup, as a big splash for the inside linebacker. He's 28 years old, and his AAV is $14 million. So, he's going to make quite a bit of money. But, hey, if you're looking for a splash linebacker, let's say we don't re-sign Cole Holcomb, and you need another guy to go alongside Jamin Davis, Deion Jones definitely would not mind him here in Atlanta. He was a dog. We don't really need any, I wouldn't mind no older edge rusher like a Brandon Graham or Javon Hargraves. Or not Javon Hargraves, Yannick Ngakoue. But one Yannick Ngakoue, he never stays healthy for real. Even though I think he may be coming off one of his healthiest seasons, he is a dirty player, so you got to watch out for that. Brandon Graham, older guy, he may be retiring after this season. Uh, then you go ahead and look at some more linebackers. You got Levante David. He's 33. He's on the older side. He says he wants to retire as a Buck, so I doubt we even get a chance to get him. But if he does in fact hit free agency, wouldn't mind having Levante David back. If we do, let's say we resign Cole Holcomb. Levante David is 33 years old, signed to a 1-year deal. He can be that mentor, that veteran that could continue to grow Jamin Davis and grow Cole Holcomb, and he can also do that while playing meaningful stops. It's not going to be like he's a John Bosco out there where he is just a liability. He can actually teach the game and play the game too. So I definitely would not mind having Levante David. He knows Ron Rivera very well, being in the NFC South for all those years. So I definitely wouldn't mind that. And then you look at the safety position. I think the safety position for us is a position where we feel like we got some young studs. Okay, Cameron Curl, he is probably going to be due for a contract this offseason. You got Derek Forrest, you got Percy Butler, who you feel comfortable about. You still got Bobby McCain, who's solid. But if they was to be like, hey, I do want to see what this free agency, free safety or say strong safety room look like, I would not mind it. I mean, there are some solid names here. You got Jordan Poyer, you got Jimmy Ward. These guys are 31, so they're still going to be looking to make some money, like at least $10 million per year. So I definitely would probably stay away from the high end. I would definitely bring in some backup guys, especially if you want having to pay Cameron Curl and then still having quite a few bit of safeties. You probably want to stay away from the Jimmy Wards and the Jordan Poyers. But then you look at the defensive tackles. Look at one of our older guys, Matt Ioannidis. He's a former Washington Commander. He is a free agent again. I would not mind bringing him back. He's classified as a defensive end, but you know where he plays in Washington. D tackle. He's only 29. I mean, and he was one of our best interior pass rushers. So I definitely would not mind if we brought him back on maybe a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal. And then you got that D tackle room is looking stout. Okay. Say we bring back Deron. We got John already. We got Fidarian. We got John Ridgeway. That's 4 guys right there. And then you add in a rotational guy and Matt Ioannidis, man, that would be a nasty 5-man rotation for the defensive tackle position. It will kind of give us reminiscence of when we had Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Tim Settle, and Matt Ioannidis all on the roster. And remember, we did not really want to cut him, but we only did it to make up room for Carson Wentz. So I would not mind us getting him if he in fact is interested in coming back to Washington. Adrian Amos, he's 29 years old. Again, he's one of the guys that's on the high end of the safety bracket. But again, if they wanted to upgrade it that badly, Adrian Amos is a name that you could look at. If Devin McCourty, if he is willing to play another year, even though he probably wants to retire as a Patriot, I would definitely look into him because those are the guys that I want. Because again, we have a ton of young guys that we know is going to play. But Devin McCourty, he can play a little bit still, but he more importantly can preach that knowledge to you. So I would definitely not mind him. And then you continue to go down more if you want. You got Von Bell, you got Larry Ogunjobi. Akeem Hicks is 33 years old. You want to bring him in for a year deal on a D tackle? Let's see who else they have on this position. Because I mean, when I'm looking at the defense, I'm looking at linebacker and probably cornerback, but there's no really cornerbacks that I want us to go ahead and sign. I would rather just draft one in the first round. You got Devin Bush. He's 24. I think he may be re-signing with Pittsburgh, but if not, I would take a chance on him. He's young, even though he hasn't really panned out. After that first season, he's still young. Tremaine Edmonds is another guy that a lot of us want. I would not mind him, but he's going to be at the top of the food chain when it comes to signing or signing defensive players this offseason. So I would not mind him, but if we're being realistic, we probably won't get him. You see our guy Deron Payne right there. I hope we can re-sign him. You look at inside linebackers, you got some more of Tyler Maverick. He's from Buffalo. He's 30 years old. You got Marcus Davenport, who I think the Saints are going to re-sign. So if you look at the defensive players, there are some solid pieces. But I think there are a couple linebackers that I'm interested in. A couple D tackles, obviously, maybe a couple safeties, but I'm comfortable with our young guys. And as far as cornerback, we sit at a position where in the draft where I think we can find ourselves a young cornerback, and I would much rather do that than play the free agent game, especially when it's not like nobody that's just that good. I mean, you got Marcus Peters right there, but he's 30 years old. So let's go ahead and flip over to offense and see some free agents that we can go ahead and attract on the offensive side of the ball. You already got my defensive side of the list. Orlando Brown definitely would love him, honestly, man. Again, I know we can get by with Charles Leno, but I would definitely not turn down Orlando Brown if we was to pay him big money. He's gonna want a lot of money, so I doubt we do that. But if we was to be like, hey, yeah, we want a franchise left tackle. All right, Orlando Brown, we throwing it back. I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad at all because we can definitely upgrade the left tackle position. Charles Leno was not the worst, but he's definitely nowhere near the best. So if we was to pay Orlando Brown, which I don't think is going to happen, I would not mind it, but that's just my opinion. Mike Gesicki, 27 years old. Again, I love what we have at the potential that we have at the tight end position, younger. But again, you never know. That's just based off of potential. Mike Gesicki has already proven himself to be one of the better tight ends in football. Now it's going to cost you a little bit more, but are you willing to take a flyer on Mike Gesicki so you can really have a true tight end one for Sam Howell or the quarterback, and Eric Bieniemy can have another tight end one? You already seen what he did with Travis Kelce. Not saying Mike Gesicki isn't Travis Kelce, but he isn't far from off with the better tight ends in football. So I would not mind if you took a flyer on him, but that's going to be upper in the food chain. All right, you got Cole Turner, you got Amani Rogers, you still got Logan Thomas if you wanted to take it to work with him, which I wouldn't mind. You can do that. But Mike Gesicki's there. If you want to go a little bit lower, I wouldn't mind Dalton Schultz. He was solid for Dallas these past couple years. And then you look down. I want to look at the linemen. You got Connor McGovern from the Jets. He's 29 years old. Even though I feel like I would take one more year. Even though I don't think they're going to do this, I would take one more year on Chase Roulier, man, because I understand he's hurt all the time, but when he's out there, he is really good at his job. So I would take one more year on him. It wouldn't stop me from drafting a center maybe in the third, fourth round if we can find a way to recuperate some draft capital. I would not mind if we took a flyer on those guys, but it wouldn't stop that me drafting them would not stop me from still starting Chase Roulier in a sense, if you get what I'm trying to say. Because I still want to keep Chase Roulier at least for this 1 year, man. At least this 1 year. Then you keep going down. You got George Fant, right tackle. I'm fine with Samuel Cosme, and I like Cornelius Lucas. Evan Ingram, another tight end that you could be interested in. But I think Jacksonville is going to keep him because he had a hell of a year for Jacksonville, man. And then you got Justin Pugh. He's 32 years old, but the guard position is a position that we look at and is a weakness right now. Um, Andrew Norwell and Trey Turner were terrible this past season. So Justin Pugh could definitely come in and be an immediate upgrade. He is 32 though. So do you really want to go down that road again? I do not. And then you continue to go down the list. You got Austin Hooper, who I wanted when he first came out of Atlanta. But he really hasn't been the best since then. And then you keep going on the list. You got Schweitzer. I hope we can re-sign Wes Schweitzer, man. He is underrated when it comes to not just what he can do when healthy, but also just the versatility. He plays both guard positions and he plays center for us last year, man. So he is definitely a big person that I want back, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then other than that, let's see if we can see any more guys. I don't want Trey Turner back. I definitely want to upgrade over him. I would love to have Cam Sims back, but I would prefer him to go somewhere where he's going to actually be used. With Eric Bieniemy now being the offensive coordinator, could we finally see an unleashing of Cam Sims? That's a possibility. But other than that, man, those are probably all of the position groups that I'm interested in signing. If we do have not just have the money, but if we don't if you don't plan on fulfilling these guys in the draft. Taylor Heineke's there. Would love to have Taylor Carolina, but y'all already know that, so that's why I ain't even wasting no time talking about him. But looking at both offense and defense, let me know some guys that you would like for us to go ahead and sign. That's some players that I think we should sign. Now it's your turn. Let me know down below in the comment section who you think we should sign. As always, it's me and Boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Those are the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. See you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.